The Yankees just lost a series to the Reds. They won the first game, lost game 2, and lost game 3. And honestly, this wasn't a series where the Reds looked overwhelmingly better. This was a series where the Yankees repeatedly got in their own way. Errors, base running mistakes, missed opportunities, fundamental mistakes, and when you combine that with a lineup still playing without Judge, you don't leave yourself much margin. Because here's the thing. The Yankees actually got some excellent performances in this series. Schlittler was dominant. Ben Rice was outstanding. Domínguez continued producing at the plate. But none of that became the story. Because the story became self-inflicted mistakes. And that's a problem. Because October baseball isn't usually decided by talent. It's decided by execution. If we look at the first game of this series, Cam Schlittler started game 1, and he was phenomenal again. He ends up going 6 innings, giving up 0 runs on 4 hits, no walks, and 13 strikeouts. Another dominant, quality start for Cam Schlittler. Jake Bird came in. I know we wanted to keep an eye on him and how he was going to do after giving up runs in 3 consecutive outings. He goes 1 inning, gives up 0 runs, 0 hits, 0 walks, and gets 2 strikeouts. Yankees also got home runs from Jazz Chisholm, who hit a solo home run in the second, and that was followed by a Ben Rice 3-run home run also in the second inning. Yankees also had 2 hit games from Rice, Domínguez, and Volpe. So they win that game 5-0. Then comes game 2. And in game 2, you got Will Warren pitching. And he ends up going 5.2 innings, giving up 6 runs, only 2 were earned, on 8 hits and 2 walks, while striking out 8. The Yankees had a solo home run in the first inning from Paul Goldschmidt. We had 2 hit games from Bellinger and Domínguez again. But the problem in this game was the defense. And an error by Ben Rice in the 5th inning led to 4 unearned runs by Cincinnati. And because of that, the Yankees are down late. They bring in Yarbrough for the 8th inning. He ends up giving up 4 more runs on 5 hits, no walks, and striking out 2. Another key thing to note in this game is Caballero getting picked off at second base, because base running seemed to be an issue for the Yankees in this series. But the Yankees go on to lose that game 10-2. And then in the third game, the Yankees lose 4-1. We had a start from Elmer Rodriguez. He ended up going 4 innings, giving up 3 earned runs on 4 hits and 2 walks while striking out 4. The Yankees got a solo home run from Ben Rice in the third. He ended up going 2 for 3 in the game with a walk. And the Yankees had 2 more errors in this game. In addition to the 2 errors, you had Caballero gets caught stealing in the second, and then Volpe gets picked off of first base in the 3rd inning right before Ben Rice hits his home run. That cost you a run right there. The Yankees end up losing this game 4-1. So the Yankees lose the series. And while Cincinnati certainly deserves credit for cashing in on their opportunities, the biggest takeaway for me is how many runs, outs, and opportunities the Yankees gave away themselves. So, what held in this series? First and foremost, Cam Schlittler. He keeps proving that he is the real deal. And at this point, we need a new conversation because we're past, this is a nice rookie season for him. We're past, what a pleasant surprise. This is becoming the Yankees' most reliable starter. 6 shutout innings, 13 strikeouts, no walks. Against a Reds lineup that has some decent players on it. That's ace-level stuff. And it's exactly what you want to see. Cam Schlittler keeps growing. The second thing that held is Ben Rice continues to emerge. He was arguably one of the Yankees' best players in this series. Game 1, he hits a three-run homer and has a multi-hit game. Game 3, he has the solo home run, another multi-hit game. Even in the losses, he was producing. And Ben Rice is going to be huge for this lineup, especially with Judge out right now. But the two of them paired together, when they're healthy, it was a wonderful thing to see at the beginning of the year. Hopefully, we're going to see more of that in the second half. The third thing that held, Jasson Domínguez keeps contributing at the plate. It's another encouraging series from him. Multi-hit games, consistent at-bats. The Yankees need young players to help bridge the gap until Judge returns, and Domínguez is doing exactly that. So what did not hold in this series? First and foremost, the fundamentals. This was the story of the series. You have errors in all 3 games, 2 errors in the third game. You got 2 runners getting picked off in the third game. Well, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. You've got the runners caught stealing. You're giving away free outs, free base runners. The Yankees just simply gave away too much, and the Reds took it. The second thing that didn't hold, the base running. And let's call it what it was. This was not a good series on the bases. Caballero gets picked off in Game 2, thrown out in Game 3. Volpe gets picked off right before the home run. Those outs matter. And especially in a low-scoring game, that is a run that you cost this team. And every single run counts, especially with Judge out and the margin being thin. Every run matters. And you can't just give that away. And it's also situational. You got to think Ben Rice is one of the best home run hitters on this team. He's one of the best home run hitters in baseball right now. You don't want to get thrown out on the bases with him at the plate. Period. The third thing that did not hold, the defensive execution. Rice had the error in Game 2, directly leads to 4 unearned runs. And that's the difference in the game. Like, that swings things so much. The Yankees end up losing by 8, but that inning specifically changed the game. And the defensive mistakes just continued throughout the whole series. So, did the Yankees respond in this series? The honest answer is not enough. Game 1 was excellent. The Yankees looked sharp, focused, complete, and then the mistakes happened. And instead of correcting them, they multiplied. The Yankees fought in this series, but they never fully cleaned up the issues that they have. So what was the turning point of this series? For me, it's the 5th inning of Game 2. When you have that error by Ben Rice, you have 4 unearned runs, it completely changed the game. And at that point, despite Warren's struggles, he was giving up a lot of extra base hits, but the Yankees were still in the game. Suddenly, you give up 4 unearned runs, that game gets away from you. And then they never recovered. That inning affected the rest of the series. And the Yankees don't like playing from behind. So to put yourself in a hole like that, just shooting yourself in the foot. You gotta be better. As for our playoff performances, the positive, first and foremost, Cam Schlittler. You cannot ask for a better outing from him. 13 strikeouts, no walks, no runs. He gave the Yankees exactly what they needed. The Yankees won his game, and that's becoming a pattern. The Yankees are winning a majority of his games this season. The concern right now is the team fundamentals. And it's not just one player. It's the entire team's execution. It's not about a lack of talent. It's about giving away opportunities. And you just can't do that against anybody. You can't do that against good teams. You can't do that against bad teams. And you definitely can't do that in October. This is something that they need to figure out and clean up before the playoffs. Because this is exactly what cost them a World Series in 2024. And some of this is on coaching. Because you create a culture where making a mistake is okay in the regular season, that carries over into the playoffs. There's no switch to flip. Oh, it's okay now, but it's not going to be okay later. And to see one mistake is one thing every once in a while, but to see him consistently, that's an issue of culture and coaching. So, what player is trending right now? Well, I would say Ben Rice. It's another big series for him. More power, more production, more signs that he is becoming a core piece of this lineup. The Yankees have spent a lot of time this season looking for the offense. And you don't have that in Judge right now. You didn't have it for the last few weeks that he was playing because he was playing hurt. But Rice keeps answering that call. If we go to our structural check, see what's aligned. Cam Schlittler, his emergence as an ace of this staff is significant to the structure of this team. Ben Rice's development. It's not just a decent rookie season. He's not just a platoon guy at first base anymore. He's the real deal. He can hit. And recently now seeing Domínguez produce more and more offensively. Those contributions are going to be huge for this team. And we're seeing still hits up and down the lineup. So that offensive depth is key. Now, what's not aligned is the defensive consistency. It's an issue. Can't be giving away outs. Other teams will take advantage. You give them a fourth or a fifth out in an inning, they will make you pay. And you can't always come back from that. The second thing that's not aligned is the base running discipline. Now, it's one thing to be aggressive and try to make things happen, so I'm not going to fault them for the caught stealing. It happens. But you can't get picked off. You cannot get picked off. That's not an issue of being too aggressive. That's being lackadaisical. And then the third thing is the margin management. This team had started creating margin recently. We had offense. We were building leads and had great pitching. This series felt like a step back in that area. You scored 5 runs in the first game. You had that phenomenal pitching from Schlittler. After that, we only scored 2 runs in game 2 and 1 run in game 3. Gotta do better. So the biggest takeaway from this series, the Yankees didn't lose because they lacked talent. They lost because they made too many mistakes. And that's actually encouraging and concerning at the same time. Encouraging because it's fixable. concerning because good teams usually stop making those mistakes by this point in the season. We're almost halfway through the season. So to still be making mistakes and making them consistently is an issue. So what have we learned from this series? Well, number one, Cam Schlittler is a pillar to this starting pitching. We know he's been good. He is ace level. He is so far in this season Cy Young worthy. He's not a prospect. He's not a surprise. He is a pillar to this starting rotation. Second thing we learned, Ben Rice is becoming more and more important. Yankees needed offense. He's providing it. And he's been doing it all season. He is number 4 in Major League Baseball in home runs right now. That's huge. For a guy that, we didn't really know coming into the season, was he going to be playing every day? Was he going to be platooning? He's shown that he is an everyday player, period. He's not just into face righties. He is an everyday player. Third thing we learned, the Yankees still have an execution problem. And this series, seeing it in every single game, there was an error. And 2 of the 3 games, you had really bad base running mistakes. This series made the execution problems impossible to ignore. Let's take a look at our trend lines. And you got Cam Schlittler, Ben Rice, and Jasson Domínguez all trending up. Now, Schlittler's been trending up all year. Ben Rice has been trending up most of the year. And Domínguez is trending up recently with his offensive contributions. What's trending down right now are the team fundamentals and the defensive execution. Can't be making errors mentally, physically, defensively, and base running. You just can't do it. You can't afford to do it. Not if you want to win. So what should we watch for in this next series against the Tigers? Well, first and foremost, can the Yankees clean up the mistakes? That is priority number 1. The Tigers have a pretty good pitching staff, and we're going to see Framber Valdez and we're going to see Skubal. So you're not going to be able to afford to make mistakes against a team like this and win games. So can the Yankees clean up those mistakes? The second thing, what are we going to get out of the starting pitching? We're going to see Cole, Rodon, and Weathers. 2 of those 3 guys, if the team is healthy, should be starters in the postseason. The third one, he's had some issues with giving up home runs, but he had his best start of the season the last time out. So, what kind of starts are we going to get from these guys? Are they going to shut down the Tigers' offense and keep us in these games? That'll be something to look out for. And the third thing, will the Yankees start creating margin again? Because when they're not making mistakes, they've looked like a very dangerous team lately. And it's going to be tough to score runs off of those pitchers I just mentioned. But we've got good hitters. We can score runs. So we'll see what happens in this series. For our final verdict, the Reds didn't expose a talent problem. They exposed an execution problem. And honestly, it's almost more frustrating. Because the Yankees got excellent performances in this series. From Schlittler, from Rice, from Domínguez. The pieces were there. The Yankees simply just got in their own way. And that's why the biggest lesson from this series isn't about talent, it's about discipline. Because championship teams don't just have stars, they consistently avoid beating themselves. And that's the standard. Not just having enough talent to win, but executing well enough to avoid giving games away. This is the standard with Brian Leavy.